everybody, Melissa Sorrentino here. Want to a little bit deflate the gloat bag from the last couple of uploads that I put out there. Okay, we talked about confidence, and then since then I talked about being the boss. And I kind of want to put the bumpers in your gutters here on this to keep you going down the right lane and not veer off to the right or to the left. So all of these things are such a balance, you guys. You don't ever want to be desperate, but you never want to be arrogant, and you want to be seen, but you don't want, but you always want to leave everybody wanting a little more. There's like a balance act that we have to take place here. So I want to just I absolutely want to empower you guys to be confident, and I want to empower you guys to be very much empowered and in charge of your own lives and your own destinies with your careers. Huge deal. And because of the fact that I erred in the wrong direction for so long, I definitely, usually it'll be like, Melissa, just push for confidence. And if I err on the side of arrogance, it's really going to be for about 10 seconds. And then I'm going to, humility is going to kick in, and I'm going to be right back over here going, I'm sorry. So that is my natural tendency. But even that, I have to, even doing these videos, I actually on occasion have to check myself, and I even wrote a little note, and I put it on the table here in the first couple weeks when I was doing them. These are old ones that I never uploaded, you guys, but I wrote don't preach, because I felt like I sounded preachy. So okay, yada yada. Here's what I want to talk about. I worked in an agency's office, and I worked in a manager. And the agent that I worked for, well, I'm not going to tell anything about that whatsoever, maybe some other time. But the thing is this, all right, I have met many an actor who has literally made zero money for the agent's 10% or the manager's 10 or 20%. And the actors have this mentality you work for me. And that is not really the case. It's a collaboration. When you work with an agent or a manager, when you go in and you're getting cast for something and you're working with the casting director, I've worked with 2 casting directors for a duration. I've done little, one-day things here and there otherwise, but there were 2 that I actually worked with for a reasonable amount of time. And I really am very shocked when I see peers talking in privacy about their managers and their agents, and I'm a little part of my, in the back of my head, I'm going, that's not going to work for you, my friend. That is not going to work for you. Now, having this attitude, it's kind of like working with a realtor. If you work with a realtor and you're intending that they are going to get a cut of that sale, then yes, they're working for you because they're going to get a cut of the sale. But if you're working with a realtor and there's a part of your mind that already kind of pre-knows that you're ultimately not going to give them their sale, or you're really not ready to pull the trigger on a sale or something like that, I personally believe that it is, on a moral level, I believe it's wrong to treat them as though they're going to make a commission. And you should approach those situations with much more humility and honesty to maintain your own integrity and the integrity of the collaboration. There's 2 people do things. There's an integrity tie that needs to happen for the entity of the unit that you 2 are co-creating to bear integrity. So, for example, when I bought my house, I worked with a realtor, and at one point there was a builder who had their own realtor, and the realtor affiliated with the builder was the only one that was going to sell the house, and it was this house, this one that I'm sitting in right now. And it was very early in the process, and there was this great guy, his name is John Bonner, Las Vegas. You guys, he is amazing. And as soon as I saw that on the radar, we let him know. And I said, look, this guy, this builder thing, we already met with him prior to me finding you, but he keeps communicating with me, and it's starting to look like I might be able to purchase a home in that, in this neighborhood. And he knew. Now, he still hustled because that's his integrity, and maybe he's looking for word of mouth. John Bonner, Las Vegas, Nevada. But if he's looking for word of mouth, hey, I'm giving it right now, because he was fantastic. Because even knowing that it was unlikely he was going to get a commission, he still continued to be very classy, lots of integrity, just a great, great man. Very cool guy. So anyway, and the realtor that sold us this house too, he was great too. But John was really over the top awesome. When you work with people, that is going to be your reputation. So when you work with a manager or an agent, never go to bed at night with this attitude like, that fucker works for me, if you haven't made him a dime yet. At that point, the balance is going to be in the camp of like, he'll hustle when you start bringing in some bucks. If you don't have, dollars on your resume as far as credits that maybe somebody else was getting, like maybe an agent retired and you left them and now you're with the other person, and or maybe the agent wooed you, and there was a competition for you. But if it was some, very, 99.9% of the situation where you're going door to door looking for an agent and they're like door slam, door slam, door slam, and one person's like, yeah, I'll give you a chance. Be respectful of that and be appropriate of that. Be appropriate to that. Okay? That's all I have to say for this one. I actually want to break down what I was talking to into some very specifics, because I really do have a decent amount of experience on the other side of being in the agency and being in the management office. As far as just what we've already talked about here, not viewing the agent as like your lackey. Never consider your agent or your manager like working for you if you've barely made boo for them or even zero. If you look at how many hours that person has put into you, and you as like a part of a collective unit of their, farm of actors, and if you've made them $100 once in 2 years, you can't expect to be at the tippy top of the pile and on their mind all day. They've got to continue to, bring the bucks in and pay the bills and keep the lights on and that sort of thing. It's real. It's legit. It's business, you guys. But also, I don't want you to err in the position of being, desperate and pathetic or any of those things, because that is not going to work for you either. So I've hit very hard in the confidence camp. And now I want to sort of let's just bring it down, kids, and put it in the humility camp. Speaking of humility, oh, look at that. I have a big bruise. All right. That's all I have today. Talk to you guys later. Bye.